Hello and welcome to Information Literacy for CJ211. I'm your librarian, Jamie Donnelly, Technical Services and Social Sciences librarian at Georgian Court University. This is the first part of 2 videos on YouTube in regards to your information literacy instruction, specifically on plagiarism in criminal justice. Prior to this video, you should have already watched a YouTube video that there's a link in Angel on plagiarism, how to avoid it. If you have not, I would advise to pause this video and then go and view the link and then return to here. As with all my information literacy instruction, I do begin with some housekeeping information about the library. So you'll be joining me at georgian.edu. If at any time this video goes a little too fast, please pause it and then rewind or return to where you need to go. Okay, so first off, we're at georgian.edu. We're going to go to the heart of the library website. We're going to hover over library, go to about the library. Oops, these tabs are a little sensitive. And we're going to go to library hours because it's important to know when we're open. Now, of course, you have access online 24/7, but we are open during the open semester. We are open Monday through Sunday. You can view the hours right here, but also take note on certain types of times of the year that we are closed or that you don't have classes, but the library physically may be open. For example, during spring break, you were actually in Florida, probably relaxing during my birthday week, but I was here at the library working. So just take some notes on when we are open. Also, if you hover over library again, return to about the library and go to the library directory. Here are some important extensions and emails on how to contact the reference desk, the circulation desk, and then also down over here is my contact information if you want to email or call me or make an appointment specifically for criminal justice or homeland security. Okay, so prior to discussing, some of the materials that we have and we'll be reviewing on how to avoid plagiarism, how to properly cite the information that you get, I just want to review with you our works cited page. So we're going to just return again to georgian.edu. We're going to hover over library, and then we're going to go down to online resources. We're going to select the third option, Citing Resources. This is a list that the librarians here have collected on quality websites that discuss various different types of citation methods, such as MLA, APA, Chicago, etc. For criminal justice, we do use APA, and I'm going to show you a really great online Writing Lab information, citation resource. So you're going to select the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or OWL. We're going to go to their website, and then you would go over to the right and you would select APA Formatting Style Guide. I love this. I used this in graduate school myself, and undergrad I did actually only have the methods, the books, but for graduate level this was online format. So over here off to the left you have your in-text, your references, and then I always recommend to every student, before you start anything, select the sample paper. Select it, download it, and save it to your computer, because you can use that for not only this course, but all your courses that require APA. This is a fantastic resource, and this could definitely help you with plagiarism, to avoid plagiarism. So we're actually going to return to the Georgian Court University website. And by the way, before I begin, I just wanted to make mention again, if you haven't already, watch this handy video that I've linked to about plagiarism, how to avoid it. Okay? So we're going to return to Georgian Court University website. And we're going to search our catalog because I need a book on prisons. Okay, I'm doing a report on prisons and I do need a book on it, physical book. And I also am going to review on how to properly cite this in your paper and as well as your works cited page. So we're going to return to that middle section, library. We're going to go to library catalogs. Oops, got a little sensitive this morning. Library catalogs, and we're going to go to GCU Discovery Catalog. You'll notice this interface is very clean. It's very user-friendly. It reminds us a lot of Google. So make sure that it's selected Georgian Court University Library. If you selected worldwide, what would happen is that you would actually get results from a lot of libraries locally as well as worldwide, and you'll get a little bit more confused as what types of materials we actually own. So we're going to select Georgian Court Library, and we're just going to simply type in the term prisons. You'll notice as I'm starting to type it, that actually it's going to provide me suggestions of types of topics, just prisons and poverty, prisons in the United States, etc. But for this morning, I just want prisons. And we're going to search. Okay, you'll notice over 75,000 results come up. What's great about this new catalog is that you do have access to a lot of articles, not all of the ones that we own or have access to, but there are some. But for right now, we're just actually interested in books, which are actually 1,400 books under the topic of prisons. So we're going to find Downsizing Prisons by Michael Jacobson. So we're going to scroll down a little bit, and we'll notice that number 6, that's where it's at. So if you select it, just like you would do a website on Google, you would select the title of the book. And just for overview, just to let you know, this is the title of the book, this is the author, the publication information, and the summary. Does anybody want to guess what another term for summary is when you're doing academic research? It starts with an A. The term actually is abstract. You see that more often in regards to journal articles, but sometimes catalogs for books, catalog records for books would be have abstracts as well, or the notation of that term. Off to the right, we do have various different subjects in regards to this particular book. If you scroll down, it could actually tell you what location in the library. So this is the location details. It's circulating collection, which indicates to me that I could check this out. It is available, and that this is the full call number. So if you were to go to the bookshelf on the top floor of the library where this book is located at, then you would find this book not only next to it, but around it would be books on a similar topic. Make sure to write the whole call number down, not just the first part. What happens is that you will go to the shelf if you only wrote down the first part, and you might have to look at 3, 4, 5 different shelves to try to locate this specific book, because you didn't have the rest of the, what I like to call, the specifics of the address. And this little pop-up just wants us to keep saying hi to us. Okay, so we're going to scroll down, and I just want to show you real quickly. Here's some details information. Contents notes actually include the title of various types of chapters or articles. And then down over here are related subject terms. Again, if you were stuck and this was the only book on prisons, what I would suggest is that you would select one of the related subject terms, and it would help you out. Okay, it would lead you maybe to more books. So you're interested in retrieving this book, you go and grab it off the shelf. I actually have it in my hand right now. You could probably hear it since you unfortunately cannot see it. So I'm utilizing this book for my research, and I need to avoid plagiarism. I need to make sure that this is, that I'm using the information properly. So does anybody want to guess some of the reasons why we're discussing this morning? Why is it important to avoid plagiarism? I mean, we've discussed in the video that sometimes it could be a mistake. Probably majority of us have done that. Or perhaps it is on purpose. You don't know much about the information, you don't have a lot of time, so you're going to copy from your friends or copy from an author and not provide correct reference to them. So for example, you can get in trouble really bad, even if it's a mistake. So when I was in graduate school, I actually got an F on a paper for plagiarizing, and it was an accident. What happened was that I included a definition, and I totally forgot. Oh, there's our friend again. Here we go. Yay, don't show us the message again. Bye. So anyways, back to my story. So what happened was that I included a definition and I didn't cite it. And I got an F. And it's pretty traumatic when you get one of those, especially when it was an accident. And so I went back, I recited it, and discussed it with my professor, and he reevaluated the paper. But if he wasn't so understanding of the situation, I could have dealt with that F, and I probably would have had to fail that class. So, that's an example of just a simple mistake and how it could really affect your education. Could you imagine if you do something a little bit more drastic, such as copying someone's paper or a quote or things of that nature, and you don't properly cite it and get that information? So that is a big issue. People can get kicked out of universities for that. Another reason why it's good to keep in mind why we try to avoid plagiarize and try to properly cite is to not only back up our information, to show that as the author, this is where the information came from, and to show how you know how I'm getting my correct information, how I'm backing up my information, as I like to say. Also, it's also to show the reader or the researcher, a student like yourself, where you can get further correct information. Okay? So those are the reasons why you would definitely try to avoid plagiarizing, because there's a win-win situation. You're backing up your information, you're showing that you're well researched, and you're providing information to other people, but also at the same time you're giving credit to those people that did the hard work before, and you're not stealing their ideas. Okay, it's very easy to do that in the internet age today. So we're interested. I have this book in front of me, and I want to quote something from this book. So I'm going to open up my Microsoft Word, and we're going to do an example together. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit larger so you could view it. And also, I'm going to do a page layout of landscape so it can kind of be much bigger. Okay. All right. So again, I picked Downsizing by Michael Jacobson, and I would like to quote something in regards to this particular book. So the quote is, this issue suggests both a need for a new strategy to reduce the size of the U.S. prison system and central component of that strategy. So how would I put that in a paper if I was writing a paper and I wanted to quote that? Here's our example. According to Jacobson, and then I put in parentheses the date. So 2005 is when the book was published. And then I put the quotes in quotations. This issue suggests both a need, I'm typing on a new laptop, so it's a little sensitive, for a new strategy to reduce the size of the U.S. prison system and central component of that strategy. And we put quotes, and then we end with the period, and then we put in parentheses the pagination, the page number. So in this case it's 39, and then period. So that sentence would appear in a paragraph or a statement that you have in your paper. So you have to obviously cite that in your paper, or we call it in text. But how about your works cited or your references? This is how you would properly do it in APA format. So you would put Jacobson, comma M for Michael, and then we would put the year of publication, which is 2015, and then we would put the title of the work. Downsizing prisons. How to reduce and end mass incarceration. New York is the location of the publisher. And you have to make note of, your spaces. So, when you have a colon like this, you have to have it a little bit closer to the first portion. If you have it a tab away, then it will throw it all off. So it's in the publisher's New York University Press of New York. So, oops. New York University Press. Okay. And make sure that the title of the actual book is italicized. That's how you do it in APA. Okay? All right, so this is an example again of in-text citation and then your works cited. See how easy it was? And if you keep that OWL from Purdue, you can actually just quickly reference to it. Also, we do have the actual physical APA manuals available in the reference area of the library. If you would like to view those, just simply go to the reference librarian and ask them to help you locate it. Again, it's in the reference area and you could view it. Unfortunately, you can't check it out, but it has a lot of valuable information. It is pretty much the manual for that particular citation method. So, and then the OWL citation website is an additional online help. So, you're probably wondering, well, Miss Donnelly, why can't I just do a citation machine? All my friends do it. Well, we're not going to tell you no, we're not going to punish you for utilizing them, but do know that majority of the time they are incorrect. At Georgian Court here, the professors generally really like you to learn how to do everything longhand and make sure that everything is correct. Because when you go out into the real world, into the workforce, and you have to read or cite or reference to something, our graduates are really going to know how to do everything precise and quickly, instead of utilizing a third type of party. Now, that's probably not persuading you still not to use those online machines, so here's my suggestion. If you want to use them, but check your work. I can't tell you how many times students have utilized them and then come in hysterically crying because they got an F, because their citations were all off when they paid for the top of the line citation website, or use the free one. Okay, so keep that in mind. Try your best to learn how to do these, and once you do a few of them, it'll be a piece of cake and you'll be a pro at it. Okay, so that's an example again for a particular book. And I'm just going to check my time because again we want to make sure that we have enough time for other your second half. So I'm actually going to stop our first video here, and so I invite you to select the second video on YouTube to continue for us to review on our library databases as well as a website. Alright, see you in a moment.